You walk into a room, say nothing, and suddenly everyone's on edge. They shift uncomfortably. They start over-explaining themselves. They wonder what you're thinking. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Silence is one of the most powerful forces in human interaction. While loud personalities fight for attention, quiet people command something far more valuable: respect, mystery, and yes, a little bit of fear. Today, we're breaking down 7 things quiet people do that genuinely intimidate others, often without even realizing it. Number 1, they observe everything. Quiet people are watchers. While everyone else is busy talking, they're absorbing information. They notice the micro-expressions, the inconsistencies between what someone says and how they act, the small details others miss entirely. This is intimidating because people sense they're being seen, not just heard, but actually seen. And when someone feels observed, they become self-conscious. They start wondering what you've noticed about them. What have you figured out that they haven't said out loud? The quiet observer holds information without broadcasting it, and that asymmetry of knowledge creates an undeniable power dynamic. Number 2, they don't fill silence. Most people are deeply uncomfortable with silence. They'll say anything, literally anything, just to fill the void. But quiet people, they let silence exist. They sit in it comfortably while others squirm. This creates an interesting psychological effect. When you don't rush to fill silence, the other person often does. They overshare. They explain themselves. They reveal more than they intended to. And the whole time, you've said nothing at all. Silence, wielded intentionally or not, functions like a mirror. It reflects people's discomfort back at them, and that makes quiet people seem almost impossibly self-assured. Number 3, they speak with intention. When a quiet person finally does speak, people listen. Why? Because their words carry weight. They haven't been diluting their opinions with constant chatter. They've been choosing their moments carefully. This selective communication means that when they contribute, it tends to be thoughtful, considered, and often cuts straight to the heart of the matter. One well-placed observation can shift an entire conversation, and that kind of precision is intimidating because it suggests depth, a rich inner world that others can only guess at. Number 4, they're emotionally self-contained. Quiet people often have remarkable emotional regulation. They don't broadcast their feelings to everyone in the room. They don't need external validation to feel confident. They process internally rather than externally. This self-containment reads as strength. When someone doesn't need your approval, doesn't react emotionally to provocation, doesn't seek your attention, it signals that their sense of self comes from within, and people who are complete unto themselves are inherently harder to manipulate, harder to rattle, and therefore harder to feel superior to. Number 5, they maintain strong eye contact. Here's something fascinating about quiet people. Because they're not focused on what they're going to say next, they can be fully present. This often translates into direct, sustained eye contact that many find intense. Eye contact is one of the most intimate forms of human connection. When someone holds your gaze without looking away, without nervousness, without the distraction of forming their next sentence, it creates a sense that they're looking into you, not just at you. That level of attention can feel exposing, even confrontational, though it's rarely intended that way. Number 6, they don't seek approval. Quiet people typically aren't performing for an audience. They're not crafting their personality to be likable or saying things to get reactions. This absence of social people-pleasing behavior is subtly destabilizing for others. We're socially conditioned to engage in constant small exchanges of approval, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, agreeing with opinions we don't hold, filling conversations with affirmations. When someone opts out of this social dance, others don't know where they stand. Are they approved of? Are they liked? The uncertainty itself becomes a source of anxiety. Number 7, they have clear boundaries. Quiet people tend to know themselves well. They know what they will and won't accept. They know when to engage and when to withdraw. These boundaries are often firm precisely because they've been carefully considered rather than reactively drawn. Someone with clear boundaries doesn't need to be aggressive or confrontational. Their no is simply a no. Their limits don't require justification or apology. And this quiet certainty about where they end and others begin is intimidating because it cannot be easily challenged or manipulated. Here's the thing. Most quiet people aren't trying to intimidate anyone. They're simply being themselves. They're not playing power games or strategically deploying silence as a weapon. They've just learned that they don't need to fill every moment with noise to have presence. But the effect is real nonetheless. In a world that rewards loudness, constant engagement, and performative confidence, quiet self-possession stands out. It suggests someone who doesn't need the world to validate them, someone who has done the internal work to know who they are. If you're a quiet person watching this, understand that what others might call intimidating is actually just authenticity. You don't need to change. The discomfort others feel around you is their discomfort to manage, not yours to fix. And if you're someone who's felt unsettled by a quiet person in your life, consider this. Maybe what intimidates you isn't their silence. Maybe it's the mirror that silence holds up, the invitation to ask yourself why you find stillness so threatening. Quiet isn't weak. Quiet is power that doesn't need to announce itself. If this video made you feel a little more understood, you're exactly the kind of person Misfit Mindlab is here for. Subscribe for more psychology videos for introverts, overthinkers, and misfits.